Charles Louis Fleischmann was born in a little town on the Pest side of the Danube River near Budapest, Austria-Hungary, on November 3, 1834. The son of Abraham and Babette Fleischmann, he was the second of 7 children, all of whom eventually emigrated to the United States. He left home at age 13 and, under the tutelage of a distinguished Hungarian, learned the distiller's trade, eventually becoming the superintendent at a large distillery and yeast production facility in Hungary. In 1865, when Charles and his brother Maximilian came to New York for the wedding of their sister, the future was cast. They were soon working in a New York City distillery, practicing the Hungarian method of distilling. The Fleischmanns remained in New York City until 1868, when they decided to seek their fortune in Cincinnati, which was the 3rd largest manufacturing city in the country and a major distilling center. Once in Cincinnati, they formed a partnership with distiller James W. Gaff. James Gaff, Charles, and Maximilian Fleischmann purchased 11.89 acres of riverfront property in the village of Riverside, Ohio, and opened a new distillery and compressed yeast operation known as Gaff, Fleischmann and Company. Initially, success proved elusive. A disastrous fire gutted the plant, and to make matters worse, their compressed yeast product failed to find a substantial clientele in Cincinnati. Only the city's large German population, with its penchant for quality bread, enabled the company to continue operations in the early years. Hoping a larger city would offer a better chance of success, Fleischmann and Gaff leased a facility in New York City, but it too didn't prove any more successful. Charles Fleischmann became concerned at the prospects of losing too much money. Since the company had some success at several Cincinnati industrial expositions in educating customers on the merits of compressed yeast, they decided, perhaps as a last resort, to participate in the Centennial Exposition, held in Philadelphia from May through November 1876. All of the company's efforts went into this gamble. The compressed yeast cake they had developed would either be a popular product demanded throughout the country, or it would be relegated to a regional ingredient for bread baked in Ohio. Fortunately, the gamble paid off, and soon the business started to grow. In 1879, just as the company's success seemed assured, James Gaff died. The brothers reorganized the firm as a proprietorship and renamed it Fleischmann and Company. During the next 18 years, under Charles Fleischmann's leadership, the company and its compressed yeast cake became household words. When housewives or bakers thought of yeast, they thought of Fleischmann's. The company accomplished this by ensuring the product's quality, creating an extensive and reliable distribution system, designing familiar and recognizable packaging, and capitalizing on advertisements. Initially, Charles Fleischmann distributed his yeast cakes from a handheld basket as he went from house to house. But as demand grew, he created the Fleischmann Man, who traveled a regular route in a horse-drawn carriage, whose sides prominently displayed the Fleischmann Company yeast. Sales continued to grow, with commercial sales expanding as well, with more than 1,000 bakeries using Fleischmann yeast. It was during the formative years of the Fleischmann Company that Charles influenced the city's growth, and his generosities became legendary. He served as a member of the Cincinnati Chamber of Commerce and was appointed director of the Cincinnati Gas and Coke Company. He held the office of president in the Market National Bank and of a local newspaper, the Cincinnati Commercial Tribune. Charles, a Republican, was elected to the Ohio Senate in 1880 and 1896 and served as a delegate to the GOP conventions in 1880 and 1884. He also became a close friend and advisor to William McKinley while he was governor and then president. Throughout his life in Cincinnati, Charles remained an enthusiastic worker and supporter of the College of Music, the Music Hall Association, the School of Technology, and the Natural History Society. Charles also gave lavishly to local charities and educational institutions. When Charles Fleischmann died in 1897, Cincinnati residents publicly mourned the city's loss, and his peers' eulogies may have best said what Charles Fleischmann stood for. They said he was preeminently a self-made man, a man of intense energy, irreproachable character, modest and unassuming, with a record of absolute honesty and fair dealing.